Welcome everybody to the elevator. I got one of the biggest dudes right here, my inspiration. This is one of the dudes I've been following for a while. Christian dude as well, same as myself. And he's a battle rapper. It's amazing. And I'm gonna tell you something that the battles that I've seen a lot of them, and he got a lot of bodies, you know what I mean? In a good way, in a good way. Everybody he got a lot of, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? I just know that every time he comes ready. Every single time. There's not one time that I felt that he slacked, you know what I mean? My man Rum Nitty got punch drunk, you know what I mean? It was crazy. My man Geechee Gotti, it was a clear body, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Ill Will done caught COVID that day. I don't know what happened. That's one of my favorite ones, actually. And I could tell you this, you eclipsed Clips. I'll tell you that right now, because Clips done got it was a one rounder, the one I saw, but it was you 30 them in a one round. I don't know how that happened, but that was pretty crazy. And he does rebuttals, you know, Mr. Rebuttal game himself is crazy. My man A Word. And I still don't know how you do it. So the first level, let's go to the first level. Ping, when the
Mhm.
first level. This is the gallery. So I got some pictures and I want to know basically what they mean to you specifically. All right. So
All
first
right.
of all, I'm gonna put the first one here.
Okay. Dope. Dope.
All right.
Yeah.
Were you leading worship there? Be honest.
Something like that, man. I was asked to come and put together a rap piece with a choir for the Christmas program for a church in Kansas City. So they did their big Christmas program, and the choir is like singing "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," and then like it comes out to like this rap piece, and I come out and I did like a 32 bar verse or whatever,
Okay.
and then it kind of goes back into the choir. So yeah, it was everybody had their robes on, they had a little color theme and stuff like that. So I was out there rapping, but still, giving it that
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
feel to it. So yeah, something like that. A little bit of worship, definitely.
I
So
love that, man. It was amazing. When I saw it, I'm like, hold up, hey, what leading worship over here? That was good. But it was good. That was good. All right, how about this one?
yeah, so that's the name of the church right there. That's the name of the church. Evangel Church KC, one of the great churches that I attend
I want to
here
visit.
in the Kansas City area. Very diverse, teaching church. Just all about loving the Lord, loving people. One of my good friends, Marcus, is a pastor on staff there, and that's kind of who invited me out. It's also where we had the Poets in Autumn tour in Kansas City, so a lot of different events and stuff come there as well. So really dope church.
That's something I wanted to mention too. Like that's what this is all about, right?
Yep.
Who
Yep.
was this all about?
So the Poets in Autumn tour is probably the most prestigious poetry tour in the nation, and it's been going for about 8 years. This past year, they decided to select new poets to kind of carry the torch, while some of the poets that have been on the tour for the last 8 years have fell back. So in selecting new poets, I was selected as one of them. We did, I believe, 10 or 11 different weekends of 3 cities a weekend. So it was close to 30. It was close to 30 cities that we did over September, October, and November, and just kind of went to churches and different venues all over the nation, and put together this tour, this poetry tour, interactive spoken word pieces and everything. Man, just a lot of fun, a lot of talented people.
Now, let me ask you a question real quick on that. So, is that something that you've always been into, poetry and things like that, or you like more rapping and obviously it's kind of like the same thing, but like battle rapping, or you
Yeah.
you you kind of like a little bit of
Now I've
both?
been heavy into spoken word even before battle rap. I did a lot of open mics and different things like that. Poetry's a little bit different than like acapella and spoken word, where I still like to rhyme, I still like to have punchlines and different things. And poetry kind of is a more substance driven and cadence driven and different things like that. So there are some differences, but I've always liked just the acapella, the spoken word realm of the art. So
That's awesome, man. What about this? What's this mean to you, man?
hey
Talk to
man,
me, man. Talk to me
yeah, we
about
here,
this.
we here this weekend, man. We
So
here,
so so is this the year that you know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I hope
Another one of
so.
these? Another one of
I've
these?
been in Kansas City since 2005. I'm originally from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville.
So I'm a huge Tennessee Volunteer fan. If you see me looking out the corner of my eye, the Lady Vols are playing UConn right now.
You're
So
a
I
big
watch it
sports
all,
fan.
man.
I've been
Everything from
noticing.
women's basketball to everything. But since I've been in Kansas City, I never really had a professional team. I was just a hardcore college fan. So when I moved to Kansas City in '05, I went to high school with the punter for the Chiefs, Dustin Colquitt, and then they drafted Eric Berry from Tennessee. So like I had some ties to the Chiefs, so I became like a Chiefs fan when I moved out here. So about 17, 18 years strong, been following the Chiefs, man. We got a great quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, great coach Andy
Absolutely.
Reid, tight end Kelsey. So hey, tough battle, tough match coming up this weekend with the Bengals. They've
Yeah.
had our number in a few games, and then
Yep.
a little high ankle sprain got everybody worried. But hey, I'm riding with the Chiefs Kingdom, man, the
I
whole
think you
time.
guys
So
will take. I think honestly, this year, I think you guys got it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah,
I'm gonna go with Kansas this year.
yep.
Eagles is looking strong,
Eagles tough, yeah.
and it's like they got a lot of momentum, but I
Be
really
a nice
feel
Super
that
Bowl. Andy Reid against his old team with the Eagles. It'd be a lot of storylines.
it'll be
It'd be a dope Super
bananas.
Bowl.
But I think Kansas get. I'm gonna root for Kansas this year. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Yep.
What does this mean to you, man?
Man, everything. The reason I'm here, bro. The reason I'm here, accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior in the year 2000. So we're at 20, 22, 23 years ago. Man, the
Awesome.
hope that I have daily, the hope that I have in the world, the hope that I have in my purpose, my walk, my relationship with God, man, just means everything really, and it's just blessed to know that he loves me,
That's
that he
right.
loves me. And when I wake up, that, it's not by what I've done, but by who he is, and
That's it.
that's alleviates a lot of pressure knowing that I don't have to earn it every day. So, yeah, God is good, man. He really is.
That's amazing because that what you just said right there specifically is it's going around more now, right? Because we, and we're similar age, but what's amazing is that for a while, a lot of people like been hurt, either by church or they've been hurt by the whole law stuff, you know what I mean? That you
Yeah,
gotta do this, you're going to hell if you don't do this or that,
yeah.
and not really knowing that they're loved, So that's specific right there, simple as that for us, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
it means the world to some of these people that don't know about
Right.
Jesus, right? And unfortunately, what I've noticed is that um church has become Jesus, to people. So there's like, no, Jesus is like this, Jesus is like that. But in other words, they're basically saying, actually the church has been like that, or people have been like that. That's not how God is, So it's
No, man.
amazing you say that. But
Dope, 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 man.
what about this, man?
Hey, there we go, man. Yes, man. That message itself, I didn't come up with that message. It's just, it's been said before. Me and Loso put together the piece that we wrote on it. But it's okay to not be okay is really just a mental health awareness, as we grow older and we're starting to realize that, there's just a lot of things that go into people's mental health and what they deal with every day, where they come from, childhood trauma, backgrounds, just different things that they kind of affect how you act and how you feel about yourself. And yes, it's always easy to be like God loves you, but
Yeah,
sometimes people just don't feel like it. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
it's not their fault. And they don't have to put on a smile and just say, "Oh, well, God loves me, so I better smile and better, just pretend that I feel like it." It's okay to talk about that. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to embrace the fact that you might be dealing with some kind of depression, or you might be dealing with different things like that, and it's okay to talk about it, especially from a man's standpoint. Like a
Absolutely.
lot of times we're told we're supposed to be this like hardcore, just unharmed, male, prominent type, and not like just being able to cry, being able to like talk about things, being able to go through stuff that has happened in life or whatever, is just super super important. So it's okay to not be okay. It's something, and it's a piece that we wrote and we perform. That's really near and dear to my heart, in giving a voice to people that might feel like, yo, I just don't got it all together, and it's just a reminder. It's like, you know what, you don't, and you don't have to fake it like you do. But
Absolutely.
Jesus does, and I promise you that there's a purpose in your life, and just trying to reach out to love those people as well.
That's amazing, man. And it's so true, because it's unfortunate, but it's true. And we don't, as like you said, like a lot of guys don't want to mention that, right? And
Yeah,
they put on like they're strong and they're not vulnerable, right? And it's okay to cry. It's
yeah,
okay to not be okay. And it's so important, especially for the youth nowadays, because they see the TV, they see all these people,
mhm,
and then it's like, yo, you got to be hard, you got to be this,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
not like that. And it's good to open up, it's good to be vulnerable, and it's something that we have to definitely talk about. Well, just to let you know too, I done got myself, you know what I mean?
Thank you, man. I
Got
definitely
that right
appreciate
there.
that, bro.
So
I
I'm
appreciate
waiting for
that.
this one for sure because I'm gonna wear it, and I want to mention that. What's the website, by the way? Let people know, man.
IamAwardMerch.com. So yeah, just go to IamAwardMerch.com. There's, all kinds of different stuff on there. You can change the colors, different sizes and stuff like that. Definitely, man, I definitely appreciate your support for real.
No, for sure, bro. And by the way, for me, like I told you before, you're the number one battle rapper in my opinion right now. Why? Because you're the most complete, in my opinion.
Thank
Nobody can rebuttal. First of all, let me talk about that just real quick. The rebuttal
you.
game is crazy. A lot of people may not know that. How do you? I'm sure they ask people, but how do you come up with something? First of all, anybody can freestyle. I mean, I can freestyle right now and just say something whack. Let's be honest, but it's
Yeah,
different when you rebuttal and say something hard, like you took months to write it, right? And
yeah,
it's in the midst of, and this is the crazy part. It's in the midst of a crazy crowd that's not really with you at that, right? There, a lot of them, may not be believers, right? Number one. Number two, you got somebody else yapping at you
hmm
because you're rebuttaling them, right? So you have to kind of hear what they're saying. And when I notice sometimes they say something that the crowd responds like to crazy, and that's one of the main ones that you take and you make it crazier.
yeah,
Like the more clay, that was bananas. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I couldn't believe that, and how you did that. So, and the other thing is that you actually respond, like you're not just thinking of stuff and putting it together. You're actually responding as they talk. So I know you're thinking of stuff while you're reacting. Oh, that was pretty good. And at the same time, I know your mind is going, how do you do that, bro? Like seriously, I know it's a gift from God. Don't go there. But
Yeah.
man, how the heck do you
Yeah,
do that?
man. I mean, just staying locked in and being focused. One thing I do pride myself on is being prepared all the time. When I'm up there, I'm not trying to go over my lines in my head like I think I might be forgetting my lines. Those are already locked. So I have the freedom to be thinking about other things and still know, like, okay, I've got to get to this round or whatever. And so just being super prepared and then just being quick witted, man, like my whole life, just whether it be just roasting with your friends or
That's what I
just,
was thinking.
debates and sports debates and being able to just pull things, like that. Like I've just always sharpened that tool on being able to think on the spot. And so with freestyling and being able to rhyme and then trying to be like creative, anytime somebody says something, like you said, if he's like shaking the room with a crazy line, like one of your superpowers can be like, hey, like, let me take that line and let me hit you back with it. You know what I mean? And then it
Hmm.
takes some of the sting out of it, in how people watch things. So yeah, man, it's just kind of just being really really focused and locked in.
And you take the round just by a rebuttal, bro. Like it completely, like it could
Hmm.
be completely on that side because ill first was crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was
get
pretty
ready.
crazy. And I was like, yo, that was let me see what Word's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And then when he did the Claymore, I was like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was pretty crazy. But then when you flipped it with the 30 and the Curry and
Hmm.
then my man Achilles, that's when he was injured. He tried to do the same thing after that, but it
Yeah,
didn't hit the
he did.
same
Yeah.
way. I was like, nah, bro. And just for me, that was the one of the most put together creative, woody, like ones that you've done.
Thank
Aside
you.
from the rum one was dope as well. Like
Yeah.
it was like, did we become friends? That was crazy as
Yeah.
well. Was that a rebuttal? You had that written already, like
Now I had most of that written. But it's just about playing into like, what all's going on. You know what I mean? Just kind of like,
because he was agreeing to what you were saying, right? So I
yep.
already knew. I'm like, oh, you baited him like
Hmm.
crazy because he was agreeing. He was like, yeah, he was giving you
Yep.
five and everything. You were like, okay, I know
Yep.
he's gonna give me five. Okay, okay. And most of the
Yep.
time, every time somebody gives you five, it's a wrap, man. Because
Yep.
he says you kill him after that. The other one that I love as well, a word, is the communion one. I mean, they kind of have to know about it was an older one, I think.
Hmm.
But when you said, the fake blood, like communion,
Yeah. Yeah.
people know, they have to been in church and they know that it's not real. The blood
Yeah.
of Jesus.
Yeah.
That went. I was like, I couldn't believe that one, bro.
Yeah, just pulling from everything, bro. Just everything, can be a punchline, could be something, and
That
just
was
also
simple.
like the thing about those is like, one of those rebuttals you mentioned came on, the stage with Ill Will with 2,000 people in there. And then in one of the rebuttals came in a parking lot, with just, your 18, 20 people just out there freestyling. So like I'm always ready to go. You know what I mean?
No,
Like whether it's big stage or whether it's small, whatever, like I'm always ready to go.
the walk away did it for me, man. My man
Yeah.
said he just walked away. I was like, no, don't do him like that, man. I love it though. Let me ask you a question though, because I know those environments are heavy, right? You know what I mean? Because I've been, to clubs and places where I try to minister, you know what I'm saying? Or, I do like rapping here and there, you know what I mean? I'm not really doing it a lot right now, but when I first got saved, I would go to clubs, you know, to evangelize and with a crew of my people. I know you got the horsemen, you know what I mean, with you,
Okay.
for the most part. So it's good to be in groups. So I would go, and you know, it was just a heavy environment. I'm like, man, and I couldn't really get off some of the stuff that I really wanted to do as far as like, and I realized, you know, it's best sometimes just to build relationships with a couple of
Yeah.
them and here and there. And then is that something that you find yourself as well in those moments?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's opportunities for those conversations, and when they happen, man, they're great. But you also go in and you just know that your example and like who you are and how you conduct yourself in different things is one of the most important ways to show Christ. Is just how you carry yourself. And people can hear you talk all the time, but until they see it, like like oh, he carries himself in a different way. That's when they'll believe it. And it's just like it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Every event, every venue, I've seen people where maybe I wanted to have that conversation. I'm like, now's the time. A year, 2 years down the road, I see them again. And then that it pops up.
Boom.
But it's just always being available, being able to like I said, carry yourself, conduct yourself in a manner that is pleasing to the Lord, and just build those relationships, man. A lot of battle rappers and a lot of league owners, a lot of people have just said
Yeah,
like, Ward, like, yo, you don't slack off, you don't never feel us like you cheating us out of our money. We don't like it's not a headache dealing with you, none of that kind of stuff. And I'm just
that's
like,
right. It's an
yeah, because at
example.
the end of the day, it's not about that. At the end of the day, it's about how much God has blessed me with the gift. I have a purpose to go out here and do it. I love doing it. And I'm able to do it that way. So like a lot of the compliments I've gotten is just what people see and how I conduct myself.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you because I asked myself this question as well, and I wanted to ask you because I know that those people go through stuff, and obviously you're battling. They know it's not real, you know what I mean. So I know you're cool
Right.
with these guys afterwards. You probably hang out and eat and just whatever. But I'm sure you get a lot of criticism. Do other Christians come and say, "Yo, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing this"? I already
Mhm.
know, your DMs must be crazy. Like, tell me a little bit about that. Like the flack that you get
Yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, from afar off, like a lot of times what Christians see is just the 20-minute battle, you know what I mean? And it's just like, if you're just watching that and you're just like, oh, A Ward's just talking about how good he is, and oh, he's gonna
Mm,
smoke this guy and he's gonna put him in a casket, and it's a competition with words and stuff like that.
yep.
And so some Christians are like, well, if you ain't talking about Jesus, then you ain't talking about nothing. That's how I feel, you know what I mean? And they have their opinions or whatever. And I look at it like it's a competitive sport. I run my rounds and everything. I feel very comfortable with them before I wrap them. I don't feel like I'm crossing any lines with what I'm saying about people, anything like that. In context, I think everything lines up with not being just carnal or anything like that. And then you get comments of like, hey, how are you just going back to the hotel? Are you hanging out with those kind of people? And I'm like, yeah, I'm hanging out with these kind of people. I'm doing life with these kind of people because
Exactly.
that's what it is. It's about taking water to the desert, not the sea.
Come on.
And it's just like I'm not
Oh,
on
that's
some
fire
covert
right there. Say
mission.
that one more time, real
Yeah,
quick.
it's about taking water to the desert and not the sea. But like, I'm not on some covert mission down there, like just waiting on somebody to just, oh, I gotcha. You know what I mean? Now you're in church with me or whatever. Like, I really have really, really good friends, that I've met through battle rap. And some of them might, I hope that hopefully they'll accept the Lord and Savior, as their Savior or whatever. Some of them might not, but I still have made great relationships and friendships with people, and I'm still there that when something does happen and then maybe their grandma's sick or a situation and they need some money or they just want to, whatever, I'm there for them and they reach out to me and say, yo, can you pray? Can you help me out? And they're there
Exactly.
for me too. Just because I'm a Christian don't mean I got it all together too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they're
Exactly.
there for me too, and I've just built those relationships and it's a beautiful thing.
That's amazing, bro. That is so amazing. I'm gonna go to level two real quick. You ready to go to
So,
level two?
yep.
Here we go. Level two, real quick. Who would have knew this was called, right? Any hidden talents, something that people don't know about you. And tell me specific. Not everybody knows about the battle rapping. Everybody knows about the rebuttal. Everybody, well, mostly I'm assuming that they know that you love sports. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
married. Um, Tell me something that people don't know. Everybody knows you're
Woo.
Christian, that you love Jesus.
That's a good question because really like sports and a couple of things is kind of me in a nutshell. I'll tell you, I do love musicals. I've been in a few musicals in college, and that's one of
Hmm.
the things that I really really enjoy is a good musical. I love Hamilton, love Les Miserables, Chicago, Wicked. I've seen them all. Like I said, I was the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz in college, so I was saying if I only had a heart, had all the paint on and stuff
Whoa.
like that. Yeah, so
No.
so I definitely spent some time in theater and different things like that. So that's
So is that
probably
something
one
you
of
want to
the
get into? Is that something that you
You know, I
planning
don't
to do,
know. I'm
acting?
37 now, man. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm always down to do something, but I just I don't know now, at what point. But it definitely is a hobby of mine, and it's something I enjoy watching and going to. When we go to New York, we always go to Broadway plays and stuff like that. Like that's definitely on the list of doing that kind of stuff. So right now,
Hamilton's low key a battle rapper, man. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
boy
So good,
nice.
so good.
That boy is good. All right, so that's pretty good. Any hidden talents? Okay, so give me one more.
Maybe I play pool. I play a pool league.
You good?
Yeah, yeah. So my little brother's like the goat. He like travels and goes and plays in professionally in
Tricks and all that
Vegas.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm getting better. I'm getting a lot better or whatever. I won MVP of the pool league last session.
Let me tell you. I may ask
You
you when
know.
you come into Orlando or anytime. Let me know because then we'll go and chill and we'll see how good you are.
Okay, yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I'll make my way down there. Loso lives in Tampa, so I'll be down there, a few times
He
a year.
does.
So, it's not too far. So yeah, I definitely will link with you.
Let me know when you're coming down for sure to do something over here,
Hmm.
and I'll go to
Hmm.
Tampa. But that's another thing I want to get with Lozo. I called him. I got his number through one of my friends, mutual friends, and I want to do something with you too,
Go.
specifically. So we'll talk about that soon. But I definitely want to do because I just did an event. Want to let you know I did a cool event, a Spanish event with Manny Montes. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's a
Hmm.
Christian rapper, but Spanish.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Manny Montes. You had Gabriel EMC. He's from Puerto Rico as well.
Okay.
They're big in the Spanish, so I did some
Dope.
concerts with them, specifically. So I've been doing events and things like that. So I definitely want to get you guys and the poets over here.
Most
So
definitely.
that's gonna be
Most
fire.
definitely.
So real quick, I'm gonna go to level 3.
All right.
Here we go. Level 3 is top 5. All right,
Okay.
top 5: sports, music, and food. So you
Okay.
gotta give me your top 5s of sports, music, and food.
All right, cool. Top five sports. We doing like, what
This
are
is
my
sports.
favorite sports to watch, play? Like, how's that work? Like, what's the
Your thing,
context
if
of it?
it's basketball, if it's football, your favorite teams, name your top
Okay,
5. It could be
favorite
it
team.
could
Yeah,
be
Tennessee
even
Volunteers.
like something that's like from your state or something like that.
Nah, yeah, Tennessee Volunteers is number one always, And if I gotta pick Tennessee Volunteers football, but I watch all of the sports or whatever. Number two, Kansas City Chiefs. Number three, the Kansas City Royals. Then number four, man, that's a good question. I'm probably gonna go with who do I like? So I got top three. Those are really my professional sports and college
Patriots.
teams.
Patriots.
I spent so much time hating the Patriots because I was a Peyton Manning fan. So um, four I go with the Nashville Predators. So like the hockey
Okay.
team, and then five I'll go with Sporting KC, Major League Soccer. There
So
we
you're
go.
just staying there all up in your places. Is that
Yeah,
what we're
yeah.
doing? You
Because
just
the thing is I just like players outside of that. So like I like Grant Williams for the Celtics.
okay.
I like Josh Richardson for the Spurs, Tobias Harris for the Sixers, but I don't really like those teams. But I'll
Tom
root
Brady.
for them if like one of my
Tom
guys is on
Brady.
the team.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Never heard of him.
All right. Tell me 5 music. And it could be
Music.
rap, it could be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Nas and Jay-Z are my two favorite rappers.
Nas.
Nas and Jay-Z
So
are
what you thought about the battle?
yeah, I know, right? I had Nas winning way back
Of
then, but when
course.
I go back and listen to it, sometimes I'm like,
No, no, no,
ah.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
You a
Yep.
rapper, bro. You already know
Yep.
what Ether did, bro. It
Yep.
completely demolished him. Completely,
Yep.
like in my opinion. But okay,
Most
so Nas and
definitely.
not is Nas and Jay-Z is Nas 1 or 2?
Yep. Nas
Okay.
is one, Jay-Z is two, and then I'm gonna switch genres on you. I'm going Kenny Chesney. Kenny Chesney, one of my favorite country music artists from
Really?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, from the same city as me.
Okay. Okay.
Um, four, I'm going to go with my brother, and I should have put him number one, but my brother Cannon, really, he taught me everything I know about rap, man, and
Is
he's
he gonna get
definitely
into battle? Does he battle? Or?
he's had a handful of battles, but he's more of a rapper than a battler. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So my whole life, he's my older brother, put out albums and everything like that. Like I said, took me under his wing, taught me everything I needed to know. Man, one of my favorite rappers of all time.
That's what's up.
Um, and then five is gonna be, let's see, number five. We're gonna go with
Please don't tell me Bieber. Please
now
don't
we're
tell
gonna
me
go with
Bieber.
Usher. I gotta go with Usher.
Usher. Okay.
Yep, yep.
Okay. That's a little
Number
south
five is
side.
Usher.
Okay.
Yep,
Usher's nice though. Usher's
yep.
nice. People sleep on Usher. Okay. So that's what's favorite sneaker.
I don't really have a favorite sneaker. I'm not a big sneaker head. I'll say this much. I like ones. I wear ones. You know,
Okay.
as far as Jordan, that's really only Jordans I wear are ones. Um, and then I do like Vans too. I just like
I
just
love
like
Vans.
yeah, just rock out some Vans. So those are kind of my favorite sneakers. Um, and yeah, I don't really have any specific sneakers that I rock
Okay.
with.
You're not a sneakerhead. Okay. So give me the
Mhm.
5 foods real quick. Spanish food.
Five foods. Biscuits and gravy. That's my go-to,
Yeah.
man.
Oh
Biscuits
my
and gravy. I
God.
love biscuits and gravy. Um, lasagna. I love a good lasagna.
Okay.
That's definitely one of my favorite foods. Steak and potatoes. Like, man, I'm just, I
And
love.
I love steak and potatoes.
I'll spend $150 on a steak if it, like I literally would go out and go fine dining and find like the wagyu, the best everything, and
Really?
buy the steak. Yeah, I love steak. Dessert, banana pudding with the vanilla
Oh
wafers.
my
That's
God.
my favorite dessert,
It's
man.
the
Love banana
best.
pudding. And then for number five, this is terrible, right? This is terrible because it's not even like probably that good, whatever. But it's my guilty pleasure is orange chicken from Panda Express, bro. I love
I
orange chicken
love
from
it.
Panda Express.
I love it. The
I've
crab
eaten orange
ragu with
chicken.
fake crab. I love it. I love it
Yeah,
as
I
well.
get it. I get Panda Express probably once a week or once every 2 weeks at least.
That's funny. Oh my God. Listen, let's go. Let's go. We're going to finish soon. So I'm just going to jump to the rooftop. Let's go to the
Okay, let's
rooftop.
do
You
it. Let's
ready?
go. Yes, sir.
Here we go. We're going to the rooftop. This one has no ceiling, right? There's
Okay.
no ceiling here. This is a moment that I want you to at least give inspiration, something that something that keep people, some of the youth and some of the people to strive for, and what's important for them to believe, right? So give me a little bit about that, and a good word for some of these youth and some of the people that look up to you.
Yeah, look, what I would say to the young people is, man, if you can learn how to identify the people that you keep around yourself at an early age, I think it's very, very important. I spent a lot of times in different groups of friends trying to be accepted, trying to be validated, just trying to like, have friends and do things or whatever. But I never really like paid too much attention to the character of my friends. And I didn't get that until almost an adult, and I think that if I would have noticed early on in age, like how to just pay attention to like character to see if I'm surrounding myself with people that wants the best for me or if I'm just surrounding myself with a bunch of knuckleheads. They say that like if your circle is not pushing you to be a better person, then it's not a circle, it's a cage. And that's really what it is. You know what I
Bars.
mean? And so I tell young people all of the time, and I've heard this in sermons and stuff, and it's if you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And if
Ooh.
you show me who you hang out with, I'll show you where you're gonna head, where you're gonna go down the road to. And I say young people like really take into consideration who you're around. Build yourself around people that want what's best for you, that are gonna strive to see you be excellent, you know. And then two, trust God's timing in everything, man. I came out of
Mm.
high school, I went to college, I played college basketball, I started
Okay.
rapping. I thought I was gonna be like this rapper. I thought I was gonna do all this kind of stuff. And I spent probably 7, 8 years after college rapping and and still it was dope because I was doing it for the Lord, but I was kind of lost in like where my gift was. And it wasn't until I turned 30 and started battle rapping where God was like, yo, here's your lane. I've been prepping you this whole time. And there's a lot of times where I could have got frustrated and be like, man, I'm gonna put out 3, 4 albums and my music's not hitting and people ain't playing it and it's not selling and stuff like that. But God's timing and everything is so important. And had I just thrown the pen down and just got discouraged, I might not have ever made it in the battle rap world. And now I'm able to, I've seen, shoot, multiple countries. I've been, to Australia. I've been to England. I've been to Canada. I've been all over the world, and 10 million views of people getting to watch me use my gift and saying God is good, and
That's
being able
right.
to touch people. And so don't be discouraged, if things don't pop off immediately in what you believe that, you should be succeeding in. Trust God's timing and keep good people around you, man. I think that's the really, really dope, really, really something that kids should really understand. So
That's so fire, man. I appreciate that. I
no
need that
doubt,
myself, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
no doubt, man. I'm telling you, man. Just it's super, super important, bro. His timing is perfect in everything, man.
That's awesome. Awer. So I appreciate you, my brother. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. And let's stay in contact, man, for sure. And you a brother, man. And I never been to Kansas City. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. I would love to go. I'm from Massachusetts originally. That's why I said Patriots, but
Mhm.
but
There you go.
and Celtics, you know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah, there
from
you go.
there. But I never been to Kansas City. The most west I've been to is Arizona. But I definitely would love to go over there. When you come over
Yeah,
here, I'm gonna try to get with Loso. And when you do come over here, for sure, you could chill.
no
And I would
doubt,
love
man.
to kick some pool, and we go from there, man.
Man, appreciate you, bro. If you ever come out here, man, we got some good barbecue, and so that we do
I
barbecue
heard.
very well out here.
I
And yeah, we'll chop it up, man. But thank you for reaching out, man. Appreciate being on your platform, man. Much love to you and success in the future, man.
appreciate it, man. God bless you, my guy.
You too, man. Take care.